Hi, welcome to X3. One topic, three pundits, myself included. I'm John C. Dvorak. I'm here with Andrew Eisner and Joe Engo to discuss Windows 8. So Windows 8 has got, as of Monday, I noticed this. In fact, I wrote a couple columns this week in PC Magazine. What is today's date?
Today's the 21st.
So the 21st, look for my column from the 20th of September. And of course, you'd read the 19th if you wanted to, but the 20th is the good one. So I get up on the 19th, and there's all of a sudden, apparently somebody at Edelman flipped the switch, and everybody had sent all these articles out, and Microsoft had thousands and thousands of articles about Windows 8 all at once, which is a little suspicious.
Yeah.
So I wrote some column, but then it dawned on me later, and I have this thesis, which we'll discuss a little bit, since I know Engo wants to talk about it. I came to the conclusion that Windows 8 had a fatal flaw, and I knew there was something wrong with it, but it finally dawned on me when there's two incidences. One time I was, just recently, last weekend, I was in front of the Albany Library, and they have a bunch of commemorative tiles that people write their names on, and there's a whole bunch of them, and I realized that it's just confusing. And then did
tiles,
tiles, and then I went and I did the Twit broadcast last couple weeks ago. And I said, I thought somebody from the No Agenda show had bought some tiles. And Leo says, yeah, they're back there, go look. I looked and looked, I could not find them. And then I realized that tiles are no good as a vehicle for doing any sort of finding what you're looking for. And icons, which are dynamite because the human brain works as a pattern recognition engine, are the way to go, and it's the way they should have stayed with. And now I know why the Windows Phone 7 wasn't going anywhere.
But you notice all the demos that they've done so far showing these interfaces have only had 2 to 3 pages.
Right.
Most people are going to have like 8 pages. Do you know how difficult it's going to be to find your games and find all the other applications through all those multiple pages? It's going to be a train wreck. And I really like the name you came up with was kiosk interface.
Yeah,
I was calling it the wireframe interface because it looks like they just took the wireframe.
It looks like a kiosk that you'd find at Macy's.
Yeah.
Okay, so now
you can tell by my grin that I'm not.
You're not buying this, and
I'm not buying 100%.
Well, give me some counter arguments so I can fight with you.
Okay, so first of all, I agree that people, the human brain is oriented around symbols and icons and things, but it's also about positioning and color. So, I mean, one of the reasons why you're comfortable with the desktop is because, the trash can is often over in the lower right and the start is down in the lower left. So if you arrange your tiles in the positions and in some sort of hierarchy, I mean, I think it'd make it easier to find. Also, if you had colors and you could put icons on the tiles.
Icons on the tiles, I've heard this argument. I wrote about icons on the tiles, and icons on the tiles are still tiles. And I noticed Linux has got some interfaces now where they have a bunch of tiles with icons on the tiles. You tell me that you have a wall full of tiles with icons or no icons or words, whatever, mostly they're words, but and just a bunch of crazy icons that are very interesting and weird shapes. You'll find what you're looking for if you know what to look for instantly with icons as opposed to tiles, whether the icon's on the tile or not. That's a specious argument.
Okay, but are you sure you're not reacting to change? Because the fact is that
I'm not. Yeah, I'm reacting to backward change. But the truck is coming back. Beep 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 beep. Yeah, I'm moving, moving out of the way.
Well, the fact is that the desktop is changing from scrolling with a mouse to swiping.
I have no problem.
On a tablet interface,
and
sure.
No problem.
On a desktop,
it's much easier to just like swipe through a whole panel of tiles and click on one of them. I mean, maybe that's the problem.
For a
that everybody
tablet,
loves
yes, but for the desktop, it doesn't work.
I mean, I have a little problem on a computer desktop, but I think computers are on their way out anyway. So
what?
I mean, as we know them.
Oh man, computers are out.
Well, the PC,
the automobile,
typewriter.
The buses and planes, automobile, done.
Yeah,
we're not going to see those anymore.
Well, not completely. I mean, people still use them to type as typewriters and things, but still, I mean.
Photoshop? You ever take a photo?
Yeah, but that is a small. And this is the other thing too that's interesting about this whole Microsoft situation is that Microsoft also seems to get always caught up in the fact that they're not competing well in the consumer market. That they look at Apple and say, why can't we be an Apple? They're having so much success and with the phones and everything. But meanwhile, Microsoft has got a huge business selling to corporations and putting computers on people's
so why don't they
desktops
continue focusing on that? that instead of trying to get into all these other markets.
I mean, I think this is part of the problem is that everybody gets all, and the media is just as guilty about it. Like, ooh, Microsoft is falling down. You know, they're not competing well with Apple. Meanwhile, they're selling billions of dollars worth of Office. You know, so. I think a lot of people are sort of overreacting on this whole thing, and Microsoft included. They're the ones that want to say we've got to be hip and cool, and
nobody's overreacting to Microsoft. Like maybe you're right about them overreacting, but if they keep bringing out this phone and they damn near buy Nokia, and they may just well do that. And it ruins the Nokia company because they partner with Microsoft. Come on, this is how does the media ignore? I'm watching Nokia get in bed with Microsoft with this phone with these tiles that you have to read. What does that say?
Microsoft lost in the phone market. They just need to abandon that idea, give up on that, and focus what they're good at. I mean, they're good at Office apps, like you said. Yeah. Just focus on that. I mean,
good at back end too. Their back end middleware stuff is huge.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, focus on Outlook, focus on all that crap.
They should go the route of Honeywell. That's the way I see it.
Air conditioning controllers and.
So I think that when you start using, even though I know you love to abandon your PC for some underpowered tablet, when it finally comes down to it, you're going to turn off the Metro interface, which is what we're talking about, and you're going to go to icons because you're going to realize that icons are still the best way to fly.
Okay. Maybe.
Okay, maybe. Is it? That's the best you can do?
Well, I mean, the fact is, you know, Palm tried this too with, I mean, the WebOS was basically, instead of tiles, they were file cards, you know, so you actually had, you know, a cabinet full of cards and you flip through them and each one had, I mean, what they're saying is the difference between tiles and icons is that a tile can actually be active, you know, an icon just sits there with some, you know, symbol.
Correct,
but then a tile actually can display the weather, the stock.
There's no reason.
So it's sort of like watching a picture in a picture.
That's another thing I wrote about in this column, on the 20th, or is it the 21st? 20th. Is that no one has gone the full route with. I mean, I have seen early on in the early days of the Mac there were certain icons that moved, and there was all the add-ins, and then they dropped that. But no one has really gone to the point where you can take that cute little icon and run an arrow, and then it opens up and does all the things you say.
Why need it open it up? I mean, these are like widgets.
Because why clutter it with information?
Because this is like your dashboard. This is like, you know, things are going on.
It's information overload.
You can get it's sort of like, would you rather watch, you know, a TV with 4 channels simultaneously?
Picture in picture?
Picture in picture, I mean...
only if I have to, I will.
Well, yeah, I mean, so you wouldn't find that useful, that you could watch the news on one and something else?
Not really.
Okay. Well, I do, actually, personally.
Well, you know, the studies have shown that I would like to multitask myself, and I've done it all my life, but studies have shown that people who don't do that and focus are more successful in life. Like Bill Gates, he's a focus maniac. He focuses on stuff. He's not thinking about a million things.
So he would never use tiles?
Probably won't. He'll probably revert. Windows 7, you watch. Gates will look at these tiles and go, revert, boom, boom. Windows 7 interface. You've been watching X3.